You owe it to yourself. Not next year. Not tomorrow. Not when life feels right. You owe it to yourself in 2026. Because time won't wait. Opportunities won't pause. Your potential won't grow on its own. Most people drift through life, waiting for something outside themselves to change. But change starts from within. It starts with deciding you are worth it. You owe it to yourself to grow, to learn, to take action, to become the person you've always dreamed of being. Because if not now, when? If not you, who? 2026 can be different. It can be the year you stop making excuses, the year you take control, the year you invest in the most important person in your life, you. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. This is your moment. This is your time. And this speech is your guide. We will explore 5 life lessons that can transform your year, your life, your future. Short, clear, practical, and timeless. You can't change the past, but you can take charge of the future. That's the beauty of life. You can start over. You can begin again. And you can do it now. But it starts with one word: responsibility. You see, my friend, until you take full responsibility for your life, nothing changes. You'll keep blaming, you'll keep waiting, you'll keep hoping, but you won't move. Responsibility is the price of freedom. When I was younger, I used to blame everything. The weather, the government, the economy, the boss, the traffic. The list was long. And you know what that made me? Helpless. Because as long as you blame others, you hand them the power. You say, I can't change my life because of them. But when you take responsibility, something powerful happens. You take your power back. You cannot change the circumstances, but you can change yourself. And when you do, everything changes for you. That's the key. 2026 won't magically be better. Your habits will decide. Your attitude will decide. Your daily choices will decide. So ask yourself, am I ready to take responsibility for my life this year? Because here's the truth. No one's coming to save you. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not your government. Not your boss. If your life is going to change, it's up to you. Let me tell you a simple story. A man once stood in front of a field. It was wild, overgrown, full of weeds. He said to the field, "Produce me a crop." But the field stayed silent. Then the man said again, "I'll wait until you give me a harvest." Still, nothing. Finally, a wise farmer walked by and said, "Friend, the soil doesn't owe you a thing. It only gives back what you plant." Life is the same. You don't get success just because you want it. You get it because you plant the seeds of discipline, of effort, of responsibility. So if you want 2026 to be your best year, you must plant the right seeds now. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means recognizing your power to respond. That's what the word means, responsibility. The ability to respond wisely, intentionally, and productively. Bad day? Respond with patience. Failure? Respond with learning. Disappointment? Respond with renewed effort. That's maturity. That's ownership. That's what it means to own your life. Here's what I've learned. Excuses sound best to the one who makes them. They comfort you. They explain your pain. They make failure feel justified. But excuses are expensive. They cost you your dreams. They cost you your growth. They cost you your future. In 2026, let's trade excuses for action. Let's trade blame for growth. Let's trade comfort for commitment. Because no one can build your dream but you. So, how do you take responsibility in practical ways? 1. Accept where you are. Be honest. Look at your results, your health, your finances, your relationships, your habits. They're a mirror. They reflect your past choices. Don't be ashamed. Just decide to improve. 2. Stop blaming and start learning. Ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, who can I blame for this? That shift alone can transform your entire year. 3. Set clear goals for 2026. Write them down. Be specific. Because clarity gives direction, and direction gives power. 4. Build the habits that match your dreams. Dreams without habits are wishes. Habits turn wishes into results. 5. Stay accountable. Review your progress. Measure your growth. Correct your course when needed. These steps are simple, but not easy. Because taking responsibility means you can't hide anymore. You must face yourself. But that's where greatness begins. Don't wish it were easier. When you take responsibility, that's exactly what happens. You become better. Better in thought. Better in habits. Better in discipline. Better in attitude. And better people create better results. That's the law of life. So, here's my message to you. Stop waiting for someone to change your world. Stop hoping for better conditions. Stop expecting luck. You are the condition. You are the miracle. You are the change you've been waiting for. 2026 will not reward those who complain. It will reward those who commit. You owe it to yourself to take responsibility for your future, to become the captain of your own ship, to steer your life where you want it to go. The sea may be rough, the winds may blow, but if you hold the wheel firmly, consistently, you will reach your destination. Remember this truth as you move into 2026. Success is not something you pursue, it is something you attract by the person you become. And that becoming begins when you take responsibility for your life. Own your time. Own your choices. Own your future. Because you owe it to yourself. To make 2026 the year you finally take charge and build the life you were meant to live. If you want 2026 to be different, you must be different. Because nothing changes until you change. And nothing grows until you grow. You can't build a bigger life with the same mindset, the same habits, and the same knowledge that built your current one. That's the truth most people avoid. They want more money, but they don't want to grow their skills. They want better relationships, but they don't want to grow their patience. They want success, but they don't want to grow their discipline. But success is never something you get. It's something you attract by the person you become. And that's why, my friend, the greatest investment you'll ever make is in yourself. I remember when I first heard that idea, invest in yourself. At first, I didn't understand it. I thought, why not just work harder at my job? Why not just push more hours? Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And that one line changed everything for me. Because your job may make you a living, but your self-growth that makes you a fortune. Your personal development determines the ceiling of your results. Raise your skill level, raise your income, grow your mindset, grow your opportunities, improve your habits, improve your entire life. Think of it this way. If you were given one car, just one to last you your entire life, you'd take care of it, wouldn't you? You'd keep it clean, tuned, well-maintained. Well, that's your mind. That's your body. That's your character. You only get one. And if you don't invest in it, if you neglect it, you'll pay the price later. So take time this year to build yourself. Feed your mind, sharpen your skills, strengthen your body, develop your character. Because when you grow, everything around you grows. Here's a simple truth. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. You can't out-earn your mindset. You can't outperform your habits. You can't outlead your self-discipline. That's why some people stay stuck. Not because the world is unfair, but because they stop investing in themselves. If you want more, you must become more. So, how do you invest in yourself in practical ways? Let me give you a few simple but powerful practices. 1. Read every day. Leaders are readers. 10 minutes a day can change your mind forever. Pick up books that challenge you, inspire you, stretch your thinking. Because reading exposes you to wisdom you could never find alone. Miss a meal if you must, but don't miss a book. A good book can save you years of mistakes. 2. Learn from mentors. Find people who have already done what you want to do. Study them. Listen to them. Ask questions. Mentorship compresses time. It helps you avoid the detours of ignorance. 3. Attend seminars, workshops, and courses. You don't grow by accident, you grow by design. Even one idea from a seminar can change your business, your health, your mindset. 4. Reflect daily. Knowledge without reflection fades away. At the end of each day, ask, what did I learn? What did I do right? What can I do better tomorrow? Reflection turns experience into wisdom. 5. Guard your environment. You can't grow in toxic soil. Be mindful of who you spend time with. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, not drain you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Now, let's talk about the investment mindset. When you invest in yourself, don't look for instant returns. This isn't a lottery. Growth takes time. A tree doesn't bear fruit the day it's planted. It takes seasons. It takes nurture. It takes patience. The same is true for your personal development. You might not see results this week. You might not even see them next month. But over time, they'll compound just like interest. Every page you read, every habit you practice, every moment you spend learning instead of wasting time, it all adds up. Small, consistent growth over time creates massive transformation. Let me share a story. A young man once said, "I don't have time to read. I'm too busy working." An older mentor smiled and replied, "Then you'll always work for someone who does." That's the difference between working hard and working smart, between living by reaction and living by design. When you invest in yourself, you create options. Opportunities find you. People trust you. Doors open. Because growth makes you magnetic. In 2026, make it your mission to grow, to learn something new every day, to push beyond comfort, to demand more from yourself. Don't just survive this year, evolve. You owe it to yourself to expand your mind, your skill, and your capacity. Because the person you are becoming is the foundation for everything you will achieve. If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. So here's the challenge. Don't wait for 2026 to reward you. Prepare for it. Become the kind of person worthy of the success you desire. Invest in yourself daily because the greatest return on investment is you. Grow your skills. Sharpen your mind. Strengthen your habits. Elevate your standards. And one day, when you look back at 2026, you'll say with pride, "I became someone new that year. I invested in myself, and it changed everything." Let's talk about purpose, because without it, life loses its rhythm. You see, a life without purpose is like a ship without a compass moving, yes, but going nowhere. And the tragedy? Most people spend their lives busy, but not productive, active. They wake up, rush through the day, fall into bed, and repeat. Don't just get through the day, get from the day. That's purpose. That's awareness. That's living consciously. If you want to make 2026 your best year yet, don't start with goals. Start with purpose, because goals come from your mind. But purpose comes from your soul. Purpose asks you why you want what you want. Why do you want more money? Why do you want success? Freedom? Recognition. If the why is weak, the how won't matter. If the why is strong, the how will reveal itself. When your purpose is clear, your decisions become simple. You no longer chase everything, you pursue the right things. You no longer ask, "What should I do?" You ask, "Does this serve my purpose?" That's clarity. That's focus. That's power. Now, some people think purpose means saving the world or becoming famous. No. Purpose can be simple. It can be to raise your children with love and wisdom. It can be to master your craft, to build something that lasts. It can be to inspire others through your example. The purpose of goals is to become the person it takes to achieve them. In other words, your purpose is not just what you get, but who you become. And that's the magic. When you live with purpose, every action, no matter how small, has meaning. Every day becomes part of a bigger story. So how do you find it? Start by asking yourself, what makes me come alive? What problems am I willing to fight for? What values am I not willing to compromise? Don't rush this process. Purpose is not found in a moment. It's discovered through reflection. Take a walk alone. Sit quietly. Write your thoughts. Ask yourself what truly matters. Days are expensive. When you spend a day, you have one less to spend, so make sure you spend each one wisely. You owe it to yourself to know why you wake up in the morning. You owe it to yourself to chase something that pulls you forward, not something that drains you. Ever notice how people who live with purpose seem full of life? They don't need an alarm clock. Their purpose wakes them up. They don't look for motivation. Their mission gives them energy. When you live for something bigger than yourself, exhaustion fades, because meaning is the ultimate fuel. Without purpose, even simple tasks feel heavy. With purpose, even challenges feel exciting. The weight of responsibility turns into the wings of possibility. Now, purpose isn't something you find once and forget. You must nurture it. Feed it with learning, reflection, and consistent action. Because without action, purpose fades into wishful thinking. And without purpose, action turns into meaningless motion. The two must work together. Every morning, remind yourself, why am I doing this? Every night, ask yourself, did I live today aligned with my purpose? This is how you turn intention into transformation. Purpose must be lived daily, not just written in a journal. When you live with purpose, something inside you changes. You become steady, centered. You stop being swayed by every opinion or setback. Because you're no longer chasing approval, you're following direction. You're not reacting to life, you're responding with intention. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Purpose is what makes you better. It teaches patience, resilience, and humility. It helps you handle failure with grace and success with gratitude. When you live with purpose, life becomes more than just survival. It becomes a contribution. You owe it to yourself. My friend, you owe it to yourself to live intentionally, to live with vision, to wake up each morning with meaning, not just routine. 2026 is not just another year. It's another chance, a chance to align your life with your deepest values, a chance to stop drifting and start directing. You owe it to yourself to stop living by accident and start living by design. You owe it to yourself to pursue a purpose that makes you proud. You owe it to yourself to live a life that, when you look back, you can say, I didn't just exist. I lived. The goal is not to live forever. The goal is to create something that will. And that begins the moment you decide to live with purpose. Let's talk about focus. Because in a world full of noise, clarity has become a superpower. Distractions are everywhere. Everyone wants your attention, your phone, your job, your friends, the world. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole life reacting instead of creating. The major reason for setting goals is to compel you to become the person it takes to achieve them. That's the secret. Clarity of goals doesn't just guide what you do. It shapes who you become. You can't hit a target you can't see. You can't reach a destination you haven't defined. And yet, most people wake up every day without direction. They hope life will somehow figure itself out. They drift, waiting for opportunity instead of building it. But clarity changes everything. When you know exactly what you want, decisions become easier. Energy flows naturally. Distractions lose their grip. When you know why you're doing something, you find the courage to keep going, even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when nobody's watching. When the why gets stronger, the how gets easier. And he was right. Clarity turns struggle into purpose. It turns confusion into direction. Here's a small secret most never practice. Write your goals down. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But few people actually do it. Writing crystallizes thought. It transforms dreams into something you can see, touch, and measure. A goal in your head is a wish. A goal on paper is a commitment. Goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. And there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. Writing your goals isn't just a task, it's a declaration. You're telling the world, this is who I will become. Each morning, read your goals. Each night, reflect on them. Let them guide your thoughts, your schedule, and your habits. Because clarity without consistency is just noise. To create lasting success in 2026, focus must operate on 3 levels. 1. Long-term vision. What kind of life do you want in the next 5, 10, 20 years? Define it clearly. Paint the picture. See yourself living it. 2. Short-term goals. Break that vision into practical steps the next 12 months, the next 90 days. Clarity doesn't mean doing everything. It means knowing what matters now. 3. Daily actions. Your day reveals your direction. If you can't control the next 24 hours, the next decade will control you. Focus on what's within your reach today. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Each day you follow your plan, that bridge gets stronger. Each time you lose focus, that bridge weakens. Here's something worth remembering. The enemy of focus is not failure, it's distraction. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something meaningful. Every notification, every comparison, every detour steals a little bit of your future. You must learn the art of saying no, because clarity demands it. You can't go north and south at the same time. You can't chase 10 rabbits and expect to catch one. Be selective. Guard your time like treasure. Treat your attention like gold. Because what you focus on grows. Focus on problems, you'll see more problems. Focus on possibilities, you'll create more opportunities. Clarity doesn't stop at vision, it continues in structure. Your habits must reflect your goals. If your goal is to get fit, your system is daily movement. If your goal is financial freedom, your system is saving, investing, and learning. If your goal is peace, your system is simplicity and gratitude. Goals give direction. Systems build momentum. Every small routine, every disciplined habit becomes proof that your clarity is real. Success is not built in the big moments. It's hidden in your daily focus. Let me tell you a simple story. Jim used to tell the gardener's story. A man once wanted a beautiful garden. He dreamed of it, visualized it, talked about it, but he never planted the seeds. One day he complained, "Why won't my garden grow?" And the answer was simple: because you never started. Clarity without action is just daydreaming. You can't harvest what you never planted, and you can't grow what you never water. Focus means tending to your seeds every day, even when they haven't sprouted yet, because you know they will. That's faith. That's vision. That's clarity in motion. When you live with focus, something powerful happens. You begin to move with intention. You start finishing what you start. You gain confidence, and life begins to cooperate, because the universe loves a decisive soul. Whatever good things we build end up building us. When you build a focused mind, it builds a powerful life. When you master your attention, you master your destiny. My friend, as you enter 2026, remember this. You owe it to yourself to stop scattering your energy. You owe it to yourself to know exactly what you want, because clarity creates power, and focus sustains it. Don't chase everything, choose something. Don't try to do more, do what matters most. You owe it to yourself to wake up each morning knowing what today is for. To go to bed each night knowing you moved closer to your vision. Focus isn't just about goals, it's about becoming the kind of person who achieves them. And once you have that clarity, life begins to move in your favor. Doors open, people appear, opportunities align, because when you know where you're going, the world gets out of your way. Success does not arrive by chance. It does not knock on your door. It does not reward luck alone. Success comes to those who are prepared. Prepared through discipline. Prepared through consistency. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Simple, yes, but not easy. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, goals are just wishes. Without it, talent is wasted. Without it, potential remains dormant. I remember a young man I once met. He dreamed of financial freedom. He dreamed of a better life. He dreamed of living on his own terms. But every day he stayed in bed too long. He wasted mornings scrolling on his phone. He said, "I'll start tomorrow." Years passed. The dream never moved. Because discipline wasn't there. Consistency wasn't there. Now, think about a river carving a canyon. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by force. It happens because water keeps flowing. Every day, steady. Every day, persistent. Discipline works the same way. Small, consistent actions create results too large to ignore. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Discipline turns motivation into habit. Habit turns habit into character. Character turns character into destiny. Consistency is more than action. It is trust. It is proving to yourself that you are reliable. Every day you follow through, you send a message to yourself. I can do this. I am committed. I am in charge of my life. And that trust compounds. Your confidence grows. Your abilities expand. Your results multiply. Your character is the sum of your habits. If you want to deserve success, start with your daily rituals. Make them purposeful. Make them consistent. Practical ways to build discipline in 2026. 1. Start small. Discipline is a muscle. You don't lift the heaviest weight on the first day. You start light, gradually increase. Want to read more? Start with 10 pages a day. Want to exercise? Start with 10 minutes each morning. Small victories create momentum. 2. Plan your day the night before. Discipline doesn't wait for motivation. It follows a plan. Write down the 3 most important things you must accomplish tomorrow. Do them first. 3. Remove temptation. Discipline is easier when distractions are gone. Out of sight, out of mind. Control your environment, not the other way around. 4. Reward yourself for consistency. Discipline is not punishment. It's growth. Celebrate milestones. Even small wins matter. 5. Reflect daily. Ask yourself, did I do what I said I would do today? If yes, keep going. If no, adjust and improve tomorrow. Here's the deeper truth. Success isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become while doing it. Discipline builds character. Consistency builds integrity. A person who acts consistently is trusted. A person who follows through is respected. A person who honors their commitments attracts opportunities. Don't just learn the skill, develop the character to use it well. Your results are only as good as the person delivering them. I once met a man who wanted to write a book. Every day he wrote just 200 words. He wrote rain or shine, tired or busy. Months passed. A year passed. Eventually, his book was finished. 200 words a day. Not glamorous, not fast, but steady. That's the power of consistency. Small, deliberate steps every day lead to extraordinary results. It's the same for health, wealth, relationships, and knowledge. Here's something many don't realize. Discipline is not restriction. Discipline is freedom. When you build self-control, you are no longer a prisoner of impulses. You no longer react to every temptation. You no longer wait for motivation. You create your own path. You govern your time, your energy, and your life. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It is the bridge to your 2026 and beyond. Remember, greatness is not in the grand gestures. It's in the daily habits. Wake up early, read, exercise, plan, act, reflect, repeat. Do this consistently, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's inconvenient, even when nobody notices, because success is private before it becomes public. Consistency pays off quietly, then explosively. 2026 is coming. The year you can either drift or drive. The year you can either react or direct. You owe it to yourself to build the person worthy of success. Not just someone who wishes, not just someone who hopes, someone who deserves it. Discipline is the key. Consistency is the engine. When you combine them, results follow naturally. Because life rewards those who show up, those who honor their word, those who take responsibility, those who commit day after day. So here's your challenge. Decide today. Commit today. Begin today. Start small, act daily, and never waver. By the end of 2026, you will not only have results, you will have become the person capable of achieving them. And that, my friend, is the greatest reward of all. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines. Practiced every day, become that person, and you will deserve success. As we come to the end of this journey, remember this. 2026 is not just another year. It's a blank page, a fresh start, a chance to become the person you've always dreamed of being. You owe it to yourself to take responsibility for your life. You owe it to yourself to invest in your growth. You owe it to yourself to live with purpose, focus on your goals, and build discipline every single day. Success does not come by chance. It comes to those who prepare, persist, and refuse to quit. So take these lessons, not just as ideas, but as commitments. Commit to showing up. Commit to growing. Commit to creating the life you deserve. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. 2026 is yours for the taking. Step forward, take action, and make this your year of transformation, growth, and remarkable achievement. You owe it to yourself